At 13 years old, John Gokongwei Jr. wasn't in school. He was selling peanuts on the streets of Cebu to survive. Fast forward, and he built an empire worth $5.3 billion. But here's the inspiring fact. His products are so popular, even the likes of Manny Pacquiao can't resist them. Let's take a nostalgic trip down memory lane, the incredible journey of a young boy who was forced to drop out of school to support his family, only to rise and become one of the wealthiest and most influential businessmen in the Philippines. Stick around to learn how this uneducated boy used grit and genius to overcome overwhelming odds and build a billion-dollar legacy. If you're all about those rags to riches stories, this one will blow your mind. Plus, we'll reveal how John's business acumen led to a surprising collaboration with one of the Philippines' biggest sports icons. Trust me, you won't want to miss this entrepreneurial rollercoaster ride. The late John Gokongwei Jr. was born in 1926 into a wealthy family in Cebu, Philippines. His family owned businesses, properties, and even a chain of movie theaters, making them one of the richest in the province. However, their fortunes changed when his father passed away during the Great Depression. At just 13, John found himself in a family burdened with debt, their wealth gone almost overnight. With his father gone and the family bankrupt, John's family moved back to China, hoping for a fresh start. John, however, stayed behind in the Philippines. Instead of attending school like most kids his age, he sold peanuts and other goods on the streets of Cebu. Armed with a bicycle to transport his products, he hustled daily to make ends meet. Each peso he earned was a small victory, teaching him the fundamentals of business. These tough times didn't break him. They shaped his entrepreneurial mindset, which later helped him build an empire. During World War II, John saw opportunities despite the chaos. He began trading goods with guerrilla fighters, putting his life at risk to turn a profit. Through these dangerous times, he mastered the art of taking calculated risks, a skill that would serve him well in his future endeavors. John's experiences during the war highlighted his ability to adapt and persevere, even when the odds were stacked against him. These years made him resilient, laying the foundation of his future success. Little did he know, the street smarts he gained would one day become the backbone of a business empire that would touch millions of Filipinos. After World War II, John capitalized on opportunities in the Philippines as the country began rebuilding. He imported goods from the US and sold them in Cebu and Manila. His small trading business did well, but John had bigger ambitions. In 1957, he founded Universal Corn Products, a cornstarch factory in Pasig, Philippines. It wasn't a glamorous start, and the market for cornstarch wasn't huge, but John believed in meeting the needs of everyday Filipinos. This small factory would eventually serve as the seed for his future business empire. The post-war economy in the Philippines was volatile, and larger companies dominated the market. Many doubted whether a small cornstarch factory could survive against these bigger players. John faced an uphill battle, but he remained determined. His breakthrough came when he created Blend 45, the first local-produced coffee brand in the Philippines. It quickly became a household name, providing affordable coffee to Filipinos and demonstrating John's keen understanding of consumer needs. The success didn't just boost his company, it proved that he could compete with the giants of the industry. By staying attuned to the market and adapting to consumer needs, John's early ventures paved the way for the growth of JG Summit. However, John wasn't done. The success of Blend 45 gave him the confidence to aim even higher. In 1966, he launched Universal Robina Corporation, URC, which took the snack market by storm with its Jack and Jill products. From chips to candies, Jack and Jill became a household name, firmly establishing John's dominance in the food industry. It was like he had the Midas touch, but instead of turning things into gold, everything he touched became a delicious snack. Fun fact, Jack and Jill's fame grew so much that even Filipino boxing legend Manny Pacquiao got involved. In a surprising collaboration, Pacquiao became the face of Jack and Jill's Piatos chips. Imagine that, from selling peanuts on the streets to having a global boxing icon promoting your products. Now, that's what you call a knockout success. With URC thriving, John made bigger plans. In the early 1980s, he expanded into real estate by founding Robinson's Land. This move gave birth to Robinson's Malls, a chain of shopping centers designed for the growing middle class. John wanted to create entire ecosystems where people could shop, dine, and be entertained. It was like he was building mini-cities within cities. Then came the 1980s economic crisis, which shook the Philippines and threatened businesses across the board. Many companies struggled to stay afloat, but instead of pulling back, John did the opposite. He doubled down. He opened more Robinsons malls. This bold move turned out to be a game changer, making Robinsons Land a leader in the mall industry. By constantly adapting to the needs of Filipinos, John's empire thrived in the economic crisis. In fact, it was during these tough times that JG Summit truly became a conglomerate, with interests spanning food, real estate, and beyond. John often joked about his lack of formal education, saying, "I may not have a degree, but I have a PhD in the School of Hard Knocks." His ability to read market trends and understand consumer behavior was second to none. While others stuck to textbook strategies, John trusted his gut and used his street-smart business approach, and it worked. By the end of the 1980s, JG Summit Holdings was a force to be reckoned with. What started as a small cornstarch factory had grown into a business empire that impacted the daily lives of millions of Filipinos. Whether it was through Jack and Jill's snacks or a trip to Robinson Mall, John's influence was everywhere. And believe it or not, he was just getting started. By the 1990s, John was ready for a fresh challenge in uncharted territory. In 1996, he made a bold move into the aviation sector by founding Cebu Pacific. His mission? To make air travel affordable for every Filipino. It wasn't an easy task, especially since he was up against the much larger Philippine Airlines. It was like David versus Goliath, but instead of a slingshot, John had a fleet of budget-friendly planes. At the same time, John ventured into another new field, petrochemicals. He invested in JG Summit Petrochemicals. Filipino businessmen tackled the industry on such a large scale. It was like he was trying to extract oil from thin air. Many people doubted whether John could succeed in these specialized industries. After all, he was a food and real estate mogul with no background in aviation or petrochemicals. The stakes were high, and failure could have brought down everything he'd built. It was like learning how to fly a plane while you're still building it. But, as usual, John proved the doubters wrong. Cebu Pacific revolutionized air travel in the Philippines, becoming the country's largest budget airline. Their slogan, "It's time everyone flies," captured John's vision to make flying accessible to everyone. Suddenly, flying wasn't just for the wealthy, it was for every Juan and Maria. Meanwhile, JG Summit Petrochemicals made history as the country's first integrated petrochemical manufacturer. With state-of-the-art facilities in Batangas, the company supplied essential materials to various industries, further expanding JG Summit's already diverse portfolio. Once again, John's boldness and knack for innovation paid off, turning JG Summit into a powerhouse that touched almost every sector of the Philippine economy. From snacks to flights, malls to chemicals, John had a hand in everything, like a chef cooking up a business feast with a little bit of everything on the menu. As JG Summit continued to grow, so did its international presence. The company began expanding into other countries, particularly in the ASEAN region and Oceania. URC made waves abroad by acquiring Griffin's Foods in New Zealand and Snack Brands Australia. John was taking Filipino entrepreneurship globally. By the early 2000s, JG Summit had become a multinational conglomerate with interests in food, real estate, aviation, petrochemicals, and beyond. From a boy selling peanuts on the streets of Cebu, John Gokongwei Jr. had built a sprawling empire that employed thousands and served millions across multiple countries. Interestingly, John wasn't just focused on building businesses, he was committed to creating a long-lasting impact on the lives of Filipinos. In 1992, he established the Gokongwei Brothers Foundation, GBF, with a mission to advance STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math. John believed that these fields were essential to uplifting underprivileged communities and driving the country's progress. Through GBF, he ensured that Filipinos, especially those lacking resources, could develop the skills needed to thrive in a rapidly evolving world. In a surprising move that even shocked his own family, John announced that he would donate half of his personal holdings in JG Summit to the foundation. While many were taken aback by this bold act, for John, the choice was clear. True success is measured not by money, but by the lives you change. When asked about the donation, he remarked, I'm not taking my billions to the grave, but I can take the smiles of the students we've helped to heaven. His humility and sense of purpose were evident even in moments of profound generosity. Today, the Gokongwei Brothers Foundation continues to provide scholarships and STEM education programs to thousands of students. Each year, the foundation supports future engineers, scientists, and innovators, offering opportunities that might have otherwise been out of reach. John's belief that education is the key to national progress still drives every scholarship awarded and every life transformed. His legacy wasn't just built on businesses, it was built on the desire to give back. In 2018, John handed over the reins of the company to his son Lance. Under Lance's leadership, the company embraced the digital age with the launch of JG Digital Equity Ventures in 2019, a corporate venture capital unit focused on investing in digital startups and spearheading the group's digital transformation. This move goes beyond keeping up with technology trends. It aligns with John's vision of continually meeting the evolving needs of Filipinos. From e-commerce platforms to fintech solutions, JG Summit is positioning itself at the forefront of the Philippines' digital revolution. As of 2023, JG Summit remains a powerhouse in the Philippine economy, generating over 230 billion Philippine pesos, which is about $4.1 billion in revenue in 2022. The company's diverse portfolio continues to drive growth and innovation, showcasing resilience even in the face of global economic challenges. The shift towards digital transformation is already showing results. Cebu Pacific has adopted digital solutions to enhance customer experience and operational efficiency, while Robinson's Land is exploring smart city concepts and digital property management tools. JG Summit is effectively bringing John's traditional business acumen with the high-tech future. John Gokongwei Jr.'s journey is nothing short of awe-inspiring. From a 13-year-old boy selling peanuts on the streets of Cebu to one of the most influential and wealthiest men in the Philippines, his story is a testament to the power of resilience, innovation, and sheer grit. He didn't just build an empire, he built opportunities for future generations, particularly through his commitment to education. He wanted to uplift lives and make a meaningful contribution to his country. John's life story teaches us that success isn't about where you start, but how you preserve. He built an empire from nothing and left a blueprint for every Filipino to follow. So, as we wrap up this incredible story, let's remember John's words. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of hard work, perseverance, and most importantly, believing in yourself when no one does. The next time you enjoy a Jack and Jill snack or fly with Cebu Pacific, just remember, it all started with a boy selling peanuts.